Welcome to Fix It Home Improvement, covering projects that every homeowner should know and great products for home and garden.
Hi, I'm JC, and this is where we share home improvement tips. I'm here with my co-host, Cindy.
Hello, JC.
Hi, Cindy. This week, we're going to talk about properly venting exhaust fans that pass through an attic. And we'd like to thank the Tape Guys for liking and sharing the podcast. And we're going to be having a promotion for our 20th Home Improvement ebook. It's called Home Improvement Solutions, What Every Homeowner Should Know, Book 20. And we'll let you know the dates and chapters in the next week or so.
Exciting.
The first electric exhaust fans for the kitchen were patented in the 1920s. A common style in the 1930s was mounted in an exterior wall and vented directly outside. A pull chain would turn the fan on and off. Some had a spring-loaded vent cover on the outside that opened when the pull chain was released from a retainer. After World War II, builders started putting range hood vents above the range, and after the 1960s, it became a standard kitchen feature.
Cool. You want to start with the benefits of using an exhaust fan in the kitchen.
Stanford University says most homeowners don't realize that cooking can be a major source of indoor air pollutants that can cause health problems like respiratory illness and asthma attacks. The American Gas Association says cooking at high heat, frying, or cooking with oil can contribute to emissions of particulate matter into the air, along with VOCs and other potentially toxic byproducts. They recommend using a kitchen exhaust fan while cooking to improve the air quality in your home, whether you have a gas or electric range, cooktop, or oven.
Okay.
North Carolina State University says for better indoor air quality, turn on the exhaust fan every time you cook and use the highest setting. Cook on the back burners when possible to create more distance from the cooking fumes and to help more air pollutants get pulled up into the exhaust fan. Keep the fan on during cooking and leave it on for about 15 minutes after cooking. The World Health Organization says research suggests up to 8% of lung cancer could be caused by harmful compounds contained in cooking fumes.
Wow.
Using a kitchen exhaust fan may reduce your risk of lung cancer by as much as 50% over time.
Wow.
Yeah.
What if your hood vent doesn't vent to the outside?
A kitchen exhaust fan vented to the outside is the best, but if your home doesn't have a duct and it'd be difficult to run a duct or you don't want to, you would use a ductless or recirculating range hood.
A range hood means exhaust fan?
Yeah, a kitchen exhaust fan can be called a range hood, a vent hood, an exhaust hood, a stove hood, or a kitchen hood. And if there's an exhaust fan built into a microwave above your range, it's called an over-the-range microwave with an exhaust.
Okay, back to the ductless range hoods then.
So a ductless hood vent uses a filter system to improve the air quality. A common system has a grease filter to catch grease and oil particles, and it's usually made out of metal mesh, so it can be removed and cleaned.
We did a video on that at the condo, right?
Yeah, the video's called How to Clean a Range Hood Filter.
Another great title.
So for a ductless range hood, after that grease filter, there's a charcoal filter that traps smoke, odors, VOCs, and other particles produced from cooking. The charcoal filter needs to be replaced routinely, usually every 3 to 6 months, but check the manual for your range hood.
What are the benefits of using a bathroom exhaust fan?
The U.S. Department of Energy says a bathroom exhaust fan should be used to remove excess moisture, fumes from cleaning chemicals, and odors. Showering and bathing can create excess moisture that can lead to mold and mildew growth, damage to paint, wallpaper, wood, and drywall. The exhaust fan should be vented to the outside, not into the attic, a crawl space, a garage, or a wall cavity. The EPA recommends using a bath exhaust fan every time you shower or take a bath, and leave it on for about 20 minutes after you're done to fully remove excess humidity in the bathroom. Using your bath and kitchen exhaust fans regularly when you're showering, bathing, and cooking can help remove other pollutants from paint, cleaning products, furniture, and carpets that build up in your home, especially if you have a well-insulated, airtight house.
Okay.
I spoke with Easy Breathe. They make whole home ventilation systems. They said the EPA reports that about 6 out of 10 homes in the U.S. is considered sick due to poor indoor air quality, which is linked to little or no ventilation. Easy Breathe recommends using spot ventilation like bathroom and kitchen exhaust fans to remove moisture, odors, and pollutants at the source, combined with opening windows and doors routinely as weather permits to improve your indoor air quality. They say the solution to indoor air pollution is dilution. For climates that don't allow for routine natural ventilation and for the most consistent ventilation for your entire home, consider adding a whole home ventilation system. And you can check them out at easybreathe.com. That's EZBREATHE.com.
If you are replacing a kitchen exhaust fan, what should you look for?
First, check if the hood vent is vented.
And how would you do that?
You can open the cabinet above the range to see if there's a duct. If not, it could be venting out the back of the hood vent and out the side of the house or up through the attic. So you can check in the attic above the kitchen if there's a duct. Or once you remove the old hood vent, you'll see if there's a duct. If it's not vented and there's no easy way to run a duct or you don't want to, get a ductless hood vent that comes with replaceable charcoal filters.
Okay.
GE recommends a range hood with 250 to 350 CFMs for an electric stove, 400 to 600 CFMs for a gas stove, and 700 to 900 CFMs for high output gas burners, or if you do a lot of frying or cooking with a wok. A range hood with higher CFMs with an adjustable fan is going to be the most versatile.
Okay. What are CFMs?
It's how many cubic feet per minute of air that it moves. And a cubic foot is the volume of a cube. So 1 foot by 1 foot by 1 foot.
Okay. If you're replacing a bathroom exhaust fan, what should you look for?
The Home Ventilation Institute says for a bathroom exhaust fan, the correct air movement capacity is an important consideration. For most bathrooms, this works out to 1 CFM per square foot of bathroom area. For bathrooms that are 50 square feet or less, get an exhaust fan rated at 50 CFMs. For bathrooms that are 50 to 100 square feet, get a fan that equals 1 CFM per square foot of floor space. For bathrooms larger than 100 square feet, add an additional 50 CFMs per fixture.
Like what?
So like a toilet, a shower, or a bathtub, you would add an additional 50 CFMs for each one of those. And they also recommend that the bathroom door should have a 3/4 of an inch space below the door for better airflow.
Okay. The Home Ventilation Institute?
Mm-hmm.
Did you make that up?
You know, they were established in the 1950s to create a standardized system for testing and certifying residential ventilation products. And products that are labeled HVI certified, they've been tested and certified that the ratings for airflow, sound, and energy use are accurate. Exhaust fans labeled Energy Star certified have high-performance fan blades and motors that move air more efficiently, and they can use up to 70% less energy, and they're designed to operate more quietly than standard exhaust fans.
That's cool. How do you figure out the square feet of a room?
It'd be length times width. So a bathroom 7 feet by 10 feet would be 70 square feet, and you'd want an exhaust fan rated at 70 CFMs.
Okay.
And when you're measuring, you would include the area taken up by the shower tub, so you're measuring wall to wall.
Okay.
Some top-rated bathroom exhaust fans are from Broan, that's BROAN, Panasonic, and Delta. Some top-rated kitchen exhaust fans are from Broan, GE, and Whirlpool.
What are you looking for when you check how an exhaust fan is vented through an attic?
The exhaust fan should be connected to a duct, and the duct should also connect to a wall vent or a roof vent. Your exhaust fans should never vent into the attic, especially in cold climates where moist air can condense on the framing and decking. Over time, excess moisture can rot wood, corrode metal fasteners, build up on insulation, and cause mold to grow. In winter, if you vent your exhaust fans into the attic, it can heat up the attic, melting snow on the roof and causing ice dams in the gutters, which could cause a leak in your home. The wall or roof vent should have a backdraft damper to prevent air from the outside coming back into the duct, and it helps keep out birds and bugs. A bug screen is also good to have on a wall or roof vent. When you're checking your kitchen exhaust fan, the duct should not be flexible. A couple manuals I read for range hoods said use rigid galvanized steel or metal HVAC duct only.
Okay.
The International Association of Certified Home Inspectors says the duct serving a range hood should have a smooth interior surface, be airtight, have a backdraft damper, and be independent of all other exhaust systems. The duct serving the range hood should be constructed of galvanized steel, stainless steel, or copper. It's funny, one forum I was reading, an inspector wrote, home centers and online retailers can mislead homeowners doing their own repairs because they don't know the requirements for ducting. The inspector showed promotional material for aluminum duct and flexible duct that said it was good for lightweight applications like home kitchen stove hoods. And the inspector said, yeah, these are easier to install, but it's not code.
Oh.
Flexible aluminum duct traps grease, it restricts airflow, it can tear or get punctured easily, and it's not safe for high heat. If you find aluminum or flexible duct connected to your hood range, it should be replaced.
Okay.
And never use plastic flexible duct for a range hood or a clothes dryer. It increases the risk of a home fire. If there's a lint fire from the clothes dryer or a grease fire from a range, plastic duct will melt and burn, releasing toxic gases, and it'll spread the fire.
Okay.
If you're in a cold climate, you should cover rigid duct with insulation so it doesn't collect moisture inside the duct. Use a duct wrap designed for HVAC use. Foil-faced fiberglass insulation is recommended for kitchen exhaust ducts. You would tape all the seams with foil HVAC tape, not standard duct tape.
You don't use duct tape on ducts? Then what is foil tape?
It's a very durable metal foil, usually aluminum, with a special adhesive to stand up to temperature changes and moisture. It's designed to prevent air leaks and not lose its seal. Standard duct tape doesn't last as long or seal as well.
Okay. What are some top-rated foil tape companies?
Duck, so it's D-U-C-K, 3M, and Nashua, that's N-A-S-H-U-A.
Okay.
For a bathroom exhaust fan, rigid metal duct is the best, especially if you have a long run. You're going to get the best airflow. Semi-rigid aluminum duct is a durable, flexible duct. It's good if you have framing you need to work around or have limited space to work and you need to curve the duct. It has a smoother interior than the thin, flexible aluminum duct or plastic duct. The thin, flexible duct isn't great because it can sag, trapping moisture. It slows down the airflow and it tears easier. Some communities don't allow plastic duct for the bathroom or for distances over 8 feet. If you're in a cold climate, your bathroom exhaust duct should be insulated, and you can replace a standard flexible duct with insulated flexible duct.
Okay.
If you're replacing the duct, match the duct size to the fan's exhaust port or check the recommended size for the best airflow. Make sure flexible duct is pulled straight and supported. You don't want it to sag and collect moisture. If your duct is going horizontally to a wall vent, it should slope slightly down toward the vent to prevent moisture building up and dripping back into the fan. Use the shortest, most direct path out of the attic. If possible, have the duct extend straight out of the fan for a foot or two before the first elbow or a change of direction. Use 2 45-degree elbows where possible rather than a 90-degree elbow for better airflow.
Okay.
For a flexible duct, make gradual changes of direction rather than sharp bends. If you're replacing a bathroom exhaust fan, the exhaust port should face the direction of the wall or roof vent. If you're using rigid metal duct with a seam, position the seam facing up in case condensation collects inside the duct.
Okay.
Make sure all the seams are sealed with mastic or foil tape, and the duct is sealed with foil tape at the fan and the vent out of the attic.
Okay.
The International Association of Certified Home Inspectors and Energy.gov recommends covering a bathroom exhaust fan in an attic with a rigid foam box in cool and cold climates. So you can build this box out of rigid foam. You'd make 4 sides and a top, and you'd seal all the edges together with foil tape.
Okay.
You'd create an opening on one side for the duct and seal it with foil tape or caulk. You'd seal the bottom edges to the ceiling drywall with caulk, and then that box can be covered with insulation.
Okay.
And that box should have a couple inches of space around the fan so it doesn't overheat the fan.
Okay.
The International Association of Certified Home Builders says to check a bathroom exhaust fan, first remove the fan cover inside the bathroom and inspect how it was installed at the ceiling. There shouldn't be any gaps around the fan and the drywall. Use caulk or foil tape to seal between the drywall and the unit. If you have large gaps, use expanding foam or rigid foam and caulk if you have access in the attic to work.
Okay.
Check that the duct is sealed to the exhaust port with foil tape or mastic or both for an airtight seal, and make sure it's sealed to the wall or roof vent the same way.
Okay. What is mastic?
It's a putty-like material that comes in a tub or a caulk tube,
Okay.
and that'll seal any space between the sections of duct.
Cool. What are some top-rated mastic companies?
Masterflow, DAP, and Red Devil have duct mastic in a caulk tube that's easy to apply.
Do you have anything else to add?
Checking how your exhaust fans are vented through your attic is a great maintenance project to help prevent damage to the attic from moisture and mold. And you can listen to our episode called Bathroom Exhaust Fans to get some ideas on how to replace a bad motor and features to look for when purchasing a new one. And we'd like to thank Easy Breathe for providing some information for this episode.
Let's wrap this up.
You can subscribe to the podcast on your favorite podcast app.
If you enjoyed it, please leave us a review.
You can check out our home improvement videos on our YouTube channel, Fix It Home Improvement.
And you can subscribe to that as well.
You can download our ebooks, Home Improvement Solutions, What Every Homeowner Should Know, books 1 through 19 on Amazon.
If you enjoyed it, please leave us a 5-star rating and review.
You can email us at fixitpodcast@gmail.com, and you can follow us on Instagram, Fix It Home Improvement.
Thank you for listening.
Talk to you next week.
Thank you.